Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome, period. We are opening up season 3 of Let's Talk. First episode, you know who I had to bring back with me.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Liz, and I'm back one more again to bless my girl with my presence.
You know.
Period.
And today, we are starting this season off with a little more, relationship talk. I know, you guys be tired of us with our cameras and our microphones, but I don't care. You already know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, leave your opinions below, leave your comments below. I will leave her handles below. So, she and I are both in relationships now. And we talk about this like even through text or like on the phone or whatever. It's like really different when you're like in a relationship and like applying the things that you feel like you've like learned. And then it's like really harsh when you have to take accountability. Like I was just telling her, my sister was like, if you want different or if you want better, if you want, a certain type of, you have to do different things. You can't go into a relationship expecting, number one, people to know what you're thinking. Stop trying to apply what you see on social media. That is like the biggest thing. Toxic. People think that like even I think Cardi B had some video that she was talking about where you should pay 50-50 or something like that.
I saw the headline, but I didn't click on it.
She was saying that you should pay 50-50 in a relationship because what if you and your man have goals to reach and meet this and blah, 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 which, okay, that's fine. But I think where people are getting confused is you need to stop thinking that there's one way, there's one blueprint, there's one certain type of way that relationship should go and relationship should be. That's why we keep having these same ass conversations because everybody's like, oh, okay, well, you shouldn't be doing this and your man should be doing this. Like,
the rules are fake.
They are fake.
The rules are fake. You're going to do whatever you want to do when you're in your relationship anyway. Mm-hmm. The only thing is your relationship is not recorded. We don't get to see what you're doing.
We don't get to see.
Y'all just be online lying.
Mm-hmm. And then even like because we'll see, I'm not saying that this isn't real because I've seen a lot of men who are doing things for their wives and like going above and beyond, but there's also a camera in front of them. I'm not saying that it's not real. They could be like this all the time, but they are also intentionally setting up a camera, going to drive an hour to get their wives coffee and set it up in this beautiful thing. And I love that. Absolutely. I want that energy too. But you have to be with somebody who's naturally romantic like that. Yeah. You can't get into a relationship with somebody who's not like that and be like, oh, I'm not loved because I don't get this.
Yeah. You definitely have to get a dude that wants to give you flowers,
literally
wants to take you to dinner, wants to surprise you with certain things, because if it ain't in him, it ain't in him.
Exactly. And then people are even trying to like kind of like trump the whole if they wanted to they would. How do you feel about that? If they wanted to they would?
I mean, related to romance or
let's start with romance, related to romance. If they no okay, in its entirety when it comes to relationship, okay. Let's say for an example, like if you express something and you kind of like, it's not like you're trying to change your partner, but you express to them like, this makes me uncomfortable or this is like a boundary or something, and then they continue to do it. Like, do you think that if they wanted to change that about themselves that they would?
Yeah, if they wanted to.
Because people are trying to be like, there's plenty of things that I want to do, but I just don't. In my opinion, I think that you don't want it bad enough.
Yeah, like I feel like like you said, if I'm expressing to my partner that something that they are doing is something that is a hard no for me, right, and they keep doing it, you don't respect me.
Exactly. You don't respect me. And you know, things don't happen and things don't change overnight. So it's not like you're gonna come tomorrow and be this, you know, perfect 110% person, but like there should be movement and like momentum towards that change.
Yep. And the type of nigga that I'm with, that nigga scared to lose me.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. Like, I would be scared to lose him as well.
Exactly.
Like, not to just say, put me up there. We're scared to lose one another.
Right.
So if I'm constantly doing something, he constantly doing something, I'm like, oh shit. Like, we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna fix it. I'm working on it.
Yes.
I'm a work in progress. Like, yeah. No, if a nigga wanted to, he would.
No. And then like, you tell them like, cause my boyfriend, he's like, even when we first got together, he's like, oh, I'm bad at texting, or I'm not really a texter, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I told him, like, you know, we don't necessarily have to text all day long. Yeah. That's not really realistic, especially with people who work a lot. But there kind of has to be some sort of balance because communication is important to me. Yeah. So then we'll kind of like get on the phone. Even like now, lately, honestly, I've seen that he's been like texting me more because he knows that like, you know, like if they want to, they will.
No, for real, because mine... He was like, I don't like talking on the phone. Girl, we be on the phone for an hour at a time. Oh, I thought your ass didn't like talking on the phone.
I thought you said no phone.
Right. So, like, if your person wants to, they will. And that goes for men and for women.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's been plenty of shit where I'm like, I ain't doing that. Or I'm not going to date a man with children. Yeah. And here I am dating a man with children.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Because I've had a relationship before with somebody who's younger than me, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get with somebody who's younger than me, blah 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 blah. And then now I'm like, oh, I'm with somebody who's younger than me.
Yeah, they always be like, never say never.
Yeah, and you never know how your packet, like when you look, because I've made a list. I've made that little list of what I want from my man.
Same.
And then when something good is like given to you, like even if it's not in the package that you thought that it was supposed to be in, like you kind of have to like embrace. Yeah. Be like, okay.
And you have to think about like, do they fit the other items on my list? Like, okay, are they emotionally available? Do they communicate well? Like, do they have goals? Like, what's so going on? Like, do they fit 6, 7, 8 out of the 10 things I got on my list? Okay, he might not be tall, but that nigga got everything else.
Yeah, he has everything else. And then, are you checking off boxes on their list?
Right.
Are you showing up how they need? Are you even... Because, like, I think I made a TikTok video about this, too. Guys, especially black men, love being like, that's why you're single. That's why you're going to be single in 40 and blah, 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 blah. And I think that it's fair for us to express that, like, maybe we're single because we're trying to get our own shit together. Yeah. It's not even about, like, what's going on externally. It's like an internal thing. I want to make sure, like, you know, I want a certain type of man, and I want to make sure that I'm a certain type of woman.
Yeah, or maybe I was single because I didn't recognize what love was.
Exactly.
Or I didn't know what it was supposed to look like. I can only speak for myself.
And I could take accountability, responsibility, all them abilities.
Or I didn't know how to take accountability at the time. I didn't know how to communicate at the time. Or I expected for them to read my mind, like you mentioned.
Exactly. Expecting them to read your mind that is something that I was talking about with my friend. She,
Y'all excuse my dog in the background.
Sorry, Big Baz. I told her that she can't get mad at him for him not knowing what she wants if she does not communicate it. You can't get mad at somebody for not knowing what to do. That's or true. How you want things done. Just like you said earlier, you want to talk on the phone. He won't know that you want to talk on the phone if you don't ever tell him. Yeah. And then you're just like, well, he should just call me. You call him.
This is Bosley, everyone. Can you sit down, buddy? Can you sit? Clap. Can you sit?
Sit down, buddy.
Can you sit? Papa Bear, can you sit down? Sit.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm not going to get you hype. I'm not going to get
you
hype.
Come on, sit. Thank you. But a lot of what, excuse us, guys, Bosley has to make his appearance in our video.
We're sorry.
Because he thinks he's the man of the house.
We're so sorry.
A lot, like, what I've been thinking lately, a lot of what we think about relationships was passed down.
No, bad.
And a lot of that, not saying all, but a lot of it does not fit
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And then people will be like, okay, I'm looking at my their parents or their grandparents or even aunt and uncle who have been together for years and years, and they're just like, okay, this is how a relationship should look, but not realizing that you don't have the love that they have, number one.
How long?
Number two, they have like figured out a structure and a something that works for them. So everybody's always looking for an answer. What's your secret to staying together for 30 years? It's their secret. Yeah. It's not meant to be shared with everybody else because your journey is not going to be the same.
Bazzi, going on to your bed. I was thinking about this just yesterday about how a lot of the ideals that my mama alone gave me, they don't work for me. Like, a lot of the playing games, like I didn't have to play games to get my niggas.
Yeah, the mental gymnastics. Oh my gosh.
Like, you know, don't do this, don't do that. That don't work
for a man that loves you more than you love him. I disagree with that 100. I have never agreed with that ideology, and I don't see why you would want to be with somebody who loves you more than you love them.
Right, because wouldn't I be annoyed by them?
Literally. And then energy, like everybody has an intuition. Everybody can understand energy, feel energy. I don't want to be with somebody who feels like they have to go above and beyond because they feel like I'm slipping through their fingers every single day.
Right.
They know that they love me more than I love them, and that
means you don't love yourself, right?
Because why are you putting up with that? That's so painful. Why would you want to make somebody, you wouldn't want to go through that. Why would you want to make somebody go through that?
I want somebody that thinks like that to break down the logic for me to get
like really in bullet points, in a PowerPoint. I need all that.
Like, because I've heard women talk about this a lot on TikTok. And I just be wanting them to break it down for me. Like, so I can know. Like, so I can really understand where they're coming from when it comes to him loving me more. Like, what does him loving me more look like and feel like?
Right. And how will that be? What are you going to, you're like robbing yourself of the opportunity to have that reciprocated love in this lifetime because you're trying to protect yourself. You feel like you have been in situations where you've loved somebody more than they loved you because you weren't supposed to be with them. Right. And now you have to do that and be like, okay, well, let me find somebody who loves me more than I love them so I can have a solid relationship and a solid something. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. And so many women think that it's out of reach. You can't get with a man who loves you. You can't get with somebody who we love each other and we rock with each other and we do what we do. You have to get with a man who is going to just love your dirty draws and you don't have to do anything.
Not the dirty draws.
Girl, I don't agree.
Yeah, I just want to see the logic.
Like, it needs to be explained to us like we are children.
Because if he like me more,
he's going to be annoying. We've had niggas who like us more than we like them.
I'm like,
and they're annoying.
Get your ass on somewhere.
And then then that's a contradiction too, because then don't a lot of women talk about somebody who is gonna put them in their place. The guy who loves you more than you love him isn't gonna put you in your place.
Speaking of a nigga putting you in your place, like I've had mine like put me in my place, but in like a soft, gentle, like loving way, and it made me be like,
you right, damn, why you is correct. But you know, it's not like, people also get that confused. I think men have a misunderstanding when it comes to that too. Not all
some
men.
Women too though.
It's not like a bitch, blah, 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 blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
No, some
it's
women
very
like
much
that.
like a you're wrong, and I want you to understand, like, I don't appreciate that, and I'm not going to deal with that. You're just like, I heard you.
I'm like, okay.
You sure? I mean, you want me to cook you something?
Right.
You hungry?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better, Poppy.
I will do better for you. And then especially if he's handling everything he needs to handle in other aspects of the relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you show up for me every day. You are somebody who I not look up to, but kind of look up to. You inspire me. Like, you're very like
I mean, I have to look up to my man.
Yeah. There's no other way to say it. I look up to, like, you are very inspiring. You're very ambitious, like,
and vice versa.
Like, I want to get it right. People get it right for who they want to get it right for. I say this all the time.
I think so too. But I do also think that some people literally just aren't ready.
Yeah.
In hindsight, like, as I reflect on myself, as I reflect on previous partners, some people are genuinely just not ready, or they don't have it to give.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what that is.
Yeah.
They don't know what that is. They don't even know what it is that they are desiring from you as well as from themselves.
Right.
So, like,
if they don't know self.
I've done like a lot of thinking and healing about it. It really just depends. Like, yeah, some people do get it right for who they want to get it right for, but maybe they're getting it right for you because they went through so much trial and error to get there. Like, oh, damn, like, I fucked up with you. Let me try better with her.
Right. And so, I don't know. It's hard.
It just depends.
It's hard for me.
I kind of look at it from, like, both sides.
Yeah.
Because some people genuinely don't want to get it right.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they want to keep living
but that's
like
a different
life
category.
Right. They want to keep living how they're living.
Those are people that don't put in the work. We have to think of it as people who put in the... Think of it like that.
Healing is too hard sometimes.
Yeah, healing is a lot. You know it's a lot.
Doing the work is too hard.
So I'm speaking from myself. Because I've been approached by really good men. Like, I've passed up a good amount.
Yeah.
But I've also not passed up a good amount.
Yeah.
And thinking back to those good men, I still wouldn't have came correct. Like, they just wasn't it.
So do you, like, consider it, like how do you feel when people be like, oh, you fumbled, blah, 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 blah?
In my logic, I don't feel like I fumbled anyone.
I don't think I did either.
Granted, I have thought about, like, good men that I have, quote unquote, done wrong, aka not stepped up or wanted to be with them. But I didn't fumble them because I didn't want them.
Right.
In that, I didn't want them like that.
You didn't want it bad enough to get it right for them, right?
Right.
Essentially, because if you didn't do, just like we said, the shit don't happen overnight. The work doesn't, it's not going to, these results aren't going to be immediate, but even like working towards and moving towards, because you know what you're doing. We all know what we're doing. Working towards and moving towards and really taking accountability and being like, you know what? Okay. Like, even in the relationship I'm in now, immediately I knew I was wrong. In whatever our little situation we had, I knew I was wrong, but like, that's because this is somebody who I want to get it right for. Somebody who I want to, I don't know, he tells me this is not okay. It's not okay. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's kind of like a tug of war a little bit, because you, like, aren't there as far as, like, maturity level or, like, mentally, but then at the same time, it's like, is this somebody that you really want to be with? Do you want this bad enough? Just like how, you know, people mention discipline. Discipline is very undermined a lot. And we can say discipline. You need discipline. You need this, that, and the third, whatever. Being in a relationship takes discipline.
It does.
It's work. You can be tempted, run into temptation all day long, but you have to still give enough fucks about who you're in a relationship with and be like, I can easily fall into this and just deal with the repercussions later, or just literally give a fuck enough about who I'm with and this union and this bond that we're building and get it right.
That's true. Back then, I wasn't thinking about no shit like that.
Definitely not.
I'm like,
And then really, does your partner make you feel like you want to do that?
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Mine does.
Yeah. Same.
It makes me be like, damn, like, I want to show up better.
Yeah. Like, I want to be, you know, this is raw real.
This is raw footage.
Raw and real.
Sorry, guys. We're back. My son, let me fix my titty. Titty almost popped out. Hey, baby, you in a giving mood?
Oh my.
What you gonna do with me? Okay, so, like I was saying, like with my current partner, it does make me want to get it right and to show up to be my best self. Of course, for myself, but for him and for our union and what we're building.
Yeah, and really, like, because people are like, I had these conversations with my dad because I stayed at my dad's for like 3 months, and we always had like deep talks like every night. And
shout out to that.
No, we need to bring Dad on the channel, honestly.
You should.
And he's just like, you know, you don't change people. And I'm like, absolutely, you don't change. People have to change themselves.
They do.
People have to do what they have to do. But it's like, it's not even about you changing. It's like you growing. So then you grow, and then what you learn from that situation, even if you and I are meant to be forever or not, it's going to apply in all areas of your life. So like, even like a communication factor, like I've run into a little bit of communication issue, but it's like not just for mine and your relationship. Like you're able to take this and like be able to talk to even at your job better, your friends, your parents, whatever.
It for sure. I agree with that logic because a lot of the communication errors that I run into with my man, I run into them at work as well. So it's like I'm learning here and I'm learning there, so because I want to, right?
Exactly. Like I want to be like, and then especially like when you're talking about a future with your man, a future in your relationship, like I want us to be a great example for our kids, not the blueprint, not the way of life, and not the way of anything. I want my children to see like what real relationship and like that solidarity looks like. And then I want to have answers when they come to me, some sort of like guidance, because essentially like, you know, you just kind of plant the seeds and they water it and turn into and blossom into what they're going to be.
I always said that whenever I had my children, that I wanted to be able to give solid advice.
Yeah.
Like, I always knew that I didn't want to like give birth to a baby and I wasn't with the dad.
Yeah.
Granted, things could happen.
Yeah.
You know, things always happen, but I'm talking about the ones that choose that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the life circumstances. I'm talking about you not even with the nigga and you decide to keep the baby.
And you thought that keeping that baby was going to keep him.
I'm talking about those specifically. I've always said that that was something that I just could not do. I didn't want to give my daughter or my son that type of advice or show them that type of lifestyle because I didn't want that for me.
Yeah. Or have them see you kind of like suffer from that heartbreak. Because they do.
Yeah, no, for real. I've always wanted them to see me in a strong partnership, whether that be us not married yet. Granted, things happen.
Yeah,
I'm not down talking that. Like, as long as I'm in a committed partnership, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I still want you to marry me though, but still.
Yeah, put a ring on his finger.
She'd be happy. But if I were to get pregnant today or tomorrow, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, same.
I wouldn't be upset.
I would not be mad at all. I'd be very happy with who I would be having kids with.
You throwing that cat back?
Are you? Only in her free time. Oh my God.
Period.
You know?
Yeah, but in summary, before we dip the fuck out, when your partner shows up, you're gonna feel it. It's like for me, out of body experience. Like my whole body felt it. My energy felt it before he even like asked me to be with him.
Yeah.
I'm like, this nigga about to ask me to be his girl. I knew. You're gonna know it's not gonna feel forced. You won't have a whole bunch of questions in your brain. Like, it's a for sure thing.
Yeah.
It's a for sure thing. And the communication will flow, but there still will be hiccups.
Those kinks, yeah. You still gotta freak it.
And you just gotta ride it out until you figure out what works for you.
And communicate.
You just communicate through it, and you just find out what works for you. And I feel like you just can't compare. Like, you can't compare, because like me and her, we have two completely different men.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't even compare. We just listen to each other.
Literally, just tell what's going on.
And I think the key is not to compare to your girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because your girl got a different type of nigga. You got a different type of nigga. Or woman, whoever you dating.
Yeah.
You just can't compare, because one size does not fit all.
It doesn't.
How me and my man communicate is not her and her man. Not how they communicate. And yeah, like, just don't listen to the world. Just do your own thing.
Yeah.
And figure out what works for you.
Figure out what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Stop letting everybody tell you what you should be doing or what you should be bringing, or this textbook definition of what they think love is or relationships are. And the reason why y'all are so tired of podcasts and YouTube videos talking about this is because, number one, it's repetitive. Number two, it doesn't make any sense. It's not registering to you. It doesn't make any sense to you. I wouldn't do this.
I always scroll past those. Only a few.
They keep having the same conversations.
If a woman does this, I'm tired of the same topics. The same old topics. That shit get boring. Like, that's not boring to y'all.
Like, what do you like?
I be bored.
What do you like? Do you know what you like? Do you know what you want from your partner?
Bro, I think a lot of people don't.
No, that's the problem.
But they don't know what they require for their own self.
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing that the masses have not done the work. So they don't know what they require. They don't know what their partner is requiring, and they don't know what they're looking for in their partner.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can put myself in the equation. Like, prior to now, me dating, I'm like, damn, what am I looking for? What am I looking for?
What do I like?
I didn't even know what I was looking for. I was just in it.
But yeah, y'all, you guys already know what to do. Leave your comments below. How are y'all relationships going? New relationships, old relationships? What have you learned? What are you applying?
Period.
Let us know in the comments below. You guys already know what to do. I'll leave her info below.
It's your girl, I Love Lissy.
Wish her luck on her new adventure to the D.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.